Hi guys, I'm Celeste Noel and this is the Evermind channel. Thank you for tuning in today. Today I'm going to update you on my SI joint / chronic pain issue video. That video is up here on a card if you want to check it out. If you haven't seen it, please check it out and then feel free to come back to get the update. So here we are. This is a 4-year later update. So I've waited a while so I can really give you what's really happened in 4 years. I feel like that's something. Before I get into it, I do want to say thank you for the subscribers. If you are a subscriber and are watching, I really appreciate it. Thanks for any comments, likes, shares, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so now. I plan on doing a lot more videos around things like learning and fun, play, the importance of play, also pain though too. So they all sort of combine, and I'm gonna get into the mental aspects of things on top of talking to different types of people who specialize in all of these kind of things. I'm a transformational NLP practitioner. I say that because transformational NLP is a thing that is different than NLP. So please check that out. Not all NLP was created equal. If you don't know what it is, stay tuned and I'll talk about it in another video because now's not quite the time, or you're welcome to ask me about it in any comments below. What else do I need to tell you? I need to tell you that I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. If you are not sure if this is good for your body, you should seek somebody who can give you that advice because this is not the girl who can do it. So there you go. Now we can move on. This is just my story. I hope it helps you. It's helped me a ton and I'm a fan. So, I'm a bias. Let's first talk about how my life is right now. So that was in 2015. It's now 2020, January 2020 at the time of filming. And I feel really good. My thoughts have changed. My life has changed. My body has changed. Pretty much everything has changed. I'm way more confident. I'm much healthier than I used to be pretty much at any time in my life. I'm kind of just checking different areas to see, is that true? And it is. I mean, overall, on a consistent basis, I'm pretty, what I would consider healthy. Health is so subjective, right? I do go to the gym. I work out regularly. I do yoga regularly. I can't talk today. What a great day to do a video, huh? The day you can't talk. Perfect. Regularly, I do mountain biking. I would like to do more. It's just working out time with my schedule. Snowboarding, rock climbing. So I said yoga. I do go to the gym. I do cardio. I lift weights. I don't run so much anymore, not because I can't. I can run, I have run in the last several years. I just don't enjoy it like I used to. So it's more, I don't want to do it rather than I can't do it. Let's see, and I've had little to no pain when I have done any kind of running. Weights, I do lift weights. I don't lift as heavy weights as I used to when I was younger. Why? I probably could. There's two things. One, I still have some muscle memory going on when I lift a specific, it would have to be really heavy for me. Heavy for me would be, depending on what we're doing, over 200 pounds. So I'm pretty good with staying with under 200 pounds with pretty much everything. So I'll still do some leg stuff at 175, 190 depending, but I don't go above that. Could I? I think so. And I might. I'm testing out some new neuroplasticity research I've been finding and learning about that I'll talk about in another video. And now that I have all this knowledge and exercises to do and mental aspects of things to do, I know that I could get out of pain. It's just more do I really want to do that in my life right now? Not really. I just don't. But again, stay tuned. That's probably something I'll do in another video, I'm sure. In other videos, I will be talking about mental aspects of things and different exercises and things to try to help your pain, kind of whatever your pain may be, especially if it's chronic pain. That's something I know very much so. So if you haven't watched that video, I was in pain for 13 years with an SI joint injury, but I had some other things going on that I'll tell you about shortly that affected the entire left side of my body, like left side of the base of my skull, down through my wrist, down all the way through to the left side of my foot. So a lot of pain. I think I figured out I was in pain 24/7 for 6 years. So I am familiar with chronic pain. I'm not a fan, but I'm grateful for it in a lot of ways. Right after I did that video, I did that exercise, the band and the block, for about 6 to 8 months consistently, 2 times a day consistently, maybe 5 days a week kind of thing. Now I don't really use it so much. I don't need to as much. I'm doing a lot of other types of exercises that strengthen my glutes, which is what I found that was a major cause of the problem. I always worked out my legs, thinking if I work out my legs, I also work out my glutes, because nobody really told me otherwise. I never learned it. I didn't think to research it. It just didn't occur to me. And turns out you really need to work out your glutes separately from your legs, or in addition to. If you just do lunges, that's not going to get your glutes how you need, in my case, how I needed, as strong as I needed them to be. One thing that exercise does is strengthen my glutes, which does help eliminate the pain because my glutes are stronger to carry my weight and my movement better. All right, so I went to go see my friend Austin shortly after that video, Austin Einhorn. I highly recommend checking him out. Anybody I mention here today, anybody, I will put below, so you can check out their links, see where to find them, all that good stuff, and check out and see if that's good for you. Austin Einhorn with Apiros Performance. So it's apiros.team. Again, that's below. You can check him out. He's amazing, amazing. He's a movement specialist, and after he looked at my walk, just my gait, for 2 minutes, I mean, he told me pretty much everything that was wrong with me, which was great on so many levels. But one thing I learned is okay, so I think you can see this. So my hip, and again, sorry for being wired in, my hips, the top of my hips are here, all right? So I don't know what it looks like just right there on the video, but as an exaggeration, my right hip here has been higher than my left hip. So it's more like this, which has caused my spine to curve like this. It's a bit hard to do on this, and like this, which affects this particular shoulder. So that's why I was having shoulder pain on the left side. Some people ask, well, if you have an SI joint, it doesn't explain up here. Hopefully that helps explain it. That was causing a lot of issues. And I've just recently, in the past few months, taken Austin's advice on, okay, because of my right hip's being up like this, my right heel wouldn't come down all the way as I walked, as it was supposed to. It would stay up. So I practiced about a few months ago now. Just got on the treadmill. I was the old lady on the treadmill, going 2 miles an hour, walking real slow, practicing very consciously keeping my right heel down. I did it for about 30 minutes, and I could feel halfway in my left shoulder readjusting. The next day, my left shoulder was really sore, really sore. I was really excited about it though, because I knew that things were readjusting and I will have overall even less pain than I've already had. So I'm continuing to practice it. It's becoming less of a conscious thought to have to force my heel to stay down, but I'm starting to get it. So thank you very much, Austin. You're amazing. Check that out. I don't know, for those of you watching, hopefully, you have somebody with a great eye. Austin has a phenomenal eye. I mean, I've been to so many specialists who can't see what he's seen, and I highly recommend him, so check him out. He's in Santa Cruz. Okay, so after Austin, there was my partner, my boyfriend, Travis Ortmeyer, who I love dearly and is amazing and really knows a thing or two about about the body. If you don't know him, he's a professional strongman. And for as much weight and injuries as he's had, and let me tell you, he's pretty much broken or ripped off or torn or strained his whole body, some part of every part of his body. He's torn off biceps, he's torn off his supraspinatus, he has broken his ankle, he's done a lot of things. He's torn his hamstrings to the point of massive internal bleeding. Like the guy, multiple hernias. He's really been there, done that. And his body, I mean, aside from being sore after workouts, he is really well put together. He has nearly no pain whatsoever compared to what he does. And he'll lift things like 1,100 freaking pounds. So he knows a thing or two. Check him out. Anyway, he and another friend sent me over a video on Instagram, videos on Instagram for a guy named Trevor Bachmeyer. Let me double check that is his right name. Trevor Bachmeyer, I got it right. Yes. Okay. Smashworks, at Smashworks. So on Instagram, if you don't have Instagram, get an Instagram. I don't know. I'll see if there's if he has a website. He probably does. I'll put that on there too. I don't know if he's on Facebook. I hardly get on Facebook these days because I'm just not a fan of it like I used to be. Anyway, another story. So Trevor had these two videos. One was for uneven hips, which we've already established that I have had, and the other was for what's called a winged scapula. If you don't know what a winged scapula is, watch the video and it will explain it. I had my left shoulder on top of, being, I guess, curving kind of this way. I had a winged scapula as well, so I've really worked on that with his videos. His videos have also significantly helped my shoulder pain, and I know that they are helping to also readjust my hips along with everything else I'm doing, but I've most felt a relief right away from the shoulder scapula stuff, and I continue to do his work with the hips. I highly recommend it. Again, it was the free version, so I don't need, I haven't paid for his stuff. You can, he has online courses that, why not? I haven't done it, but he's been amazing for me. Those exercises have really helped. Okay, so my friend Dustin Speed, who's also a trainer, he gave me a great exercise I'll show you in just a minute regarding a shoe. You have me stuff a shoe and put it under my uneven hip. So, on top of everything else that was happening with uneven hips, shoulder problem, whatever, pain, scoliosis kind of stuff, it appears as though my hips were also misaligned in another way. Okay, so we're gonna pretend that my hands are my hips, and this would be proper alignment. Okay, so this is straight up and down. This is how they're supposed to be. Well, this hip here apparently has been doing this. Again, that might be a bit of an exaggeration. It could have been doing, something like this, but even just, like an inch difference is going to make a big difference. Pain-wise, movement-wise, feeling-wise, that's gonna make a big deal. So I have been readjusting my hips as well. Now, if you're watching this, you've experienced different issues like myself, again, check with the specialist, but I would recommend, try the shoe. I'll show you the side that has helped me. But if you do the same thing and your hips are tilted differently, or one hip is tilted more than the other, try on both sides to see which side, creates a relief, if any. And that's probably the side that has the misaligned hip. Just throwing that out there. But again, check with a specialist if you don't know. So let's check out that exercise now. With this, I do also want to say that in my particular case, my hip, as I mentioned, my left hip is doing this where it should be straight, okay? I don't know, I'm gonna say that if you do this exercise I'm gonna show you, if it's your right hip, do it on your right hip that's tilted. I know that it's tilted because I experience a lot of relief and I can feel things readjusting and coming back into alignment when I do this. So, use common sense as best as you can. I know they say it's not so common. And also, again, seek a professional for help, assistance on whether this is right for you or not. Okay, so stuffed it with some socks. I use the left shoe because it does fit nicely in my left side, under my left hip. If it's your right hip, I would recommend a right shoe. You'll figure out what works best for you. So when I lay down, I'm gonna go ahead and just stick this right directly under my right hip. I'd say that the end of the shoe, so this part of the shoe, is centered and on, it comes to the top of my hip. So this is the top of my hip, that's where the shoe is. So that's where it goes. And I just sit, I keep my legs bent. Personally, it seems to work better. Sometimes I have gone out, but it's not as comfortable for me, so I keep my legs bent. And I'll probably sit here for a minute or two, and I can feel a stretch. It's in the lower part of my hips, kind of in this area here. And I can feel it stretching, and I can feel things adjusting kind of nicely. Now, sometimes I'll try it on this side, on the right side, just to see. And there's sometimes I feel a difference there too. So I'll try both. I've had success with both sides. I don't know that there's a reason you shouldn't. Again, seek a professional or get in contact with Dustin. See what he says. So these are what I do for that. Okay, so the next exercise I do is I always accompany this with that shoe exercise, and I recommend that you do this. So bent knees, 90-degree angle. I'm gonna push with my left leg first, push into me while I'm pushing with my arms out. So I'm doing this with each. On each other, and I go about 10 seconds on this side, and it is not easy for me. I have a lot of weak muscles there. And then I do the same on the other side. And you can see me shaking because I have some weak muscles in this area. And if you can, do 4 or 5 on each side for 10 seconds at a time. That's a lot for me, but I recommend it. If you're shaking like I'm shaking, I can feel my face getting red. It's a sign for me that it's something that your body needs. Definitely engaged core. Last one. Whew. Oh my God. Oy. And there you go. Okay guys, so that almost wraps it up. I think the only thing I have left is, so we have Austin Einhorn, Trevor Bachmeyer, Dustin Speed. We have those people to check out, Travis Ortmeyer, of course. And life is pretty good for me today. My thoughts have definitely changed a lot, as well as my pain has completely lessened. So in a follow-up video coming up shortly, excuse me, I am gonna do I'm gonna talk about what I noticed when I was getting ready for this here video. What is the difference between then and now for me? And now, you know, my thoughts are different. I noticed that when I was in a lot of pain, just as I started to work on changing my internal thought environment, my thoughts became, you know, as soon as my thoughts started shifting to the positive, this exercise suddenly came into my life. And again, I had paid specialists of all kinds to try to help me figure out what the hell was wrong with my body. Why was I in so much pain? And as soon as I shifted my thoughts, that's when this exercise came in. By the way, it was free for me. It takes 1 minute and it eliminated all my pain. You know, that was better than any other option I'd ever done. So I really started thinking about how has my life, my internal mental experience changed since then? And it's been massive for me. So I'll talk about more of that in another video, and then I'll give you different exercises and whatnot to help you with your pain. Whatever your pain may be, I can start to help you shift, if that's something you want, your mental environment. So check it out. Again, in a future video, I'm going to talk about this neuroplasticity stuff I'm using with chronic pain or pain in general. Anytime pain comes up for me, I'm experimenting with it and having really successful results without even doing an exercise. I don't even have to do an exercise at this point physically to eliminate the pain. So that's really cool. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, leave any comments below, share, remember to subscribe, and let me know if you liked it, what you want to see more of, yada, yada, yada. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.